Hey everyone, Shebim here, and welcome back to more than Newcastle United career mode. Right, we are back, and we've got a big one today. Home and away against Benfica in the Champions League first knockout stage before an away game against Southampton in the league. Now remember, as I've discussed before, due to an error, let's not point any fingers, but due to an error, we haven't got a great squad for the Champions League because somebody forgot to register them properly, so we ended up with just our young players. But either way, let's get straight into the Benfica game and see who's playing. Right then, here we go. We have got Benjamin Izelli in goal. I am tempted, I've discussed this the past few episodes now, I'm tempted. Both Corbett and Nemec are both wanted and both unhappy at the lack of first team football. God knows how. So I am tempted to sell them both, and just make Izelli our number one choice. I mean, he's not quite at the level we need, but give him a full season of football, I think he will. His stats are going to fly up really, really quickly. So I might actually go for that if we get good offers in the summer. We've also got Tom Coates playing at left back. His stats just don't impress me, but he always seems to play pretty well. The two centre backs we've got then is, we're going with Osama Lassif in the middle for a change. We normally play him at right back in this competition, but he's going to play in the middle today alongside Arjen Versteeg. And then at right back, we're going to have a debut. Well, he's not a debut, he's actually played before. But it's going to be a first option for us to see him on camera of Sergei Gusev, a young Russian right back we brought in the first season. And look how good his stats are for a 17-year-old. Stunning. And he's going to be great for the future as well. I think he might start getting some more football over the next season or two. The two centre mids then are David Sierra, playing alongside Nuno Coelho. And then up the attack, we have got Karl-Heinz Michael up the left. We have got Athami Garrido through the centre. We have got John Darch up the right. And then we are playing Raichain Telozwat as our lone striker. So it should be an interesting game. Like I said, not our best team because of certain registration issues that somebody did. We are still favourites to win this game though, so hopefully we can make our way through to the next round. I mean, we're not going to win this competition because, well, I don't think we've really got the best team in this competition anyway, but I don't think we're going to win this competition because we haven't got our main team. We've literally got, I think it's just players under the age of 21. So yeah, it has been a bit tricky for us, but hopefully we will be able to still do pretty well. As long as we qualify again next season, which is looking very likely at this point in time, we should be okay. Again, January transfer window coming up soon as well. And I think I will be... Once again, I brought quite a lot of big players in the first window, and I've slowly... We got rid of a few last window. And there's Darch with a goal. John Darch makes it 1-0 after 19 minutes. Excellent. See, we got rid of a few players in the summer. And I feel there's a few more players like Nicholas Jones, like Corbett, like Nemec, that might also go on their way in January as well. All three players are wanted by other clubs. If a decent offer comes in, I feel like we now have some really good youth players who could step into those positions. And Helgason might be one who could be in trouble as well with the emergence of Gusev. You saw how good his stats was as a right back, so maybe he will take Helgason's place as the second choice right back. I think that's not a bad idea, actually, because I don't think Helgason's got the best potential in the world. He was just pretty good at the time as a backup, so maybe letting Helgason go and bring in Gusev forward for more football is going to help Gusev improve, as well as freeing up another space in the squad, I suppose, because we're going to have a lot more players coming in again. I've signed another wedge of players for January. Again, they're all youngsters, so no one's really going to affect the squad. They'll all just drop into the under-18s and disappear. Oh my god, Izelli's made a big mistake there. Yeah, they made a big mistake. Daniel Artner, by the way, is English. He has been scouted for me to sign. He's not amazing, though. But still, it's an interesting player to keep an eye on. The thing is, we do sell players like Corbett and... if we do get rid of players like Corbett and like Jones, it will affect us in regard to the All-English Cup, but I'm not overly worried about the All-English Cup. I'd rather pay more attention to some of the more important competitions. I think the Bright Stars Championship is going to be the one that we're going to try and dominate over the next few years, I think. We'll have to wait and see how everything pans out, I suppose, won't we? Right, so 1-1 at half-time. We do have the away goal, which is a benefit. They've actually got... Well, they've had more shots, but we've had more possession. It's a pretty even game at this point in time. Again, though, our bench is not great. That's the problem. We haven't really got a lot of depth to bring off the bench to try and change this game for the better. So, you know, we're going to tell them we're not happy. That's going to fire them up, which is good. We've got Finer on the bench. He could come on and make a bit of a difference, I suppose. But apart from that, there's not really a lot of players on the bench we can drop onto. Traore's not bad, striker. And Gessen, of course, is a right attacking mid from Ivory Coast. Marc dos Santos, CDM from Holland, who's only 17 years old, but good stats as well. So there are some players there that we could use. It is going to become a problem, though, isn't it, as we get further in this competition? I think we may have hit a bit of a stumbling block here. I think it's going to be difficult for us to get past Benfica. I'm so disappointed with myself. I do apologise. I was hoping to get a good run in the Champions League this year, but due to my sheer stupidity, I screwed the squad up. So it is completely my fault. I do apologise. But hopefully next season, when we qualify again, which should be the case because we're doing pretty well in the Premiership. I think we've had 7 games so far, won 5 and drawn 2. So we should be okay to finish top 6 again and qualify for the Worldwide Champions League again. And it looks like we are going to scrape through a 1-1 draw here away at Benfica, which is not a terrible result. Away goal, and it's away at Benfica as well. That's not bad at all. So we've got a week now before we get into the second leg. But let's get straight into that second leg right now. It's a week for me, but it's a split click of the fingers for you. Well, that took a lot longer than I hoped it was going to. Right. We have more or less kept the same team. However, Tom Coates has got the flu. So at left back, we bring in Artur Sochacki, who is a young Polish player I brought in the summer for £2.5 million he cost us. His stats are going in the right direction, so he's been doing pretty well so far for the under-18, so hopefully he'll do well for us today. The other change then is up front. We brought in Holger Feiner in place of Zwart. So, well, we're 1-0 up. We're 1-1, but we have the away goal, so it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's going to be a very tricky one. However, if we get through here, we're going to end up in more trouble in the next round, aren't we? So, I don't know. It's going to be a really tricky one to try and figure out what the best thing is for us to do. In between this and the previous match, I have put, as discussed, Nemec, Corbett and Magnusson on the transfer list. Magnusson's been snapped up already. He's going to Schalke in January. Nemec and Corbett are both in talks to leave the club as well. So it's just a chance for us to try and utilise some more of the younger players. I brought those players in just because they were players we could get because we weren't in the Champions League. They weren't the highest level, but they were good enough. And it probably will mean that Izeli will end up becoming our number 1 choice goalkeeper, which might be a bit iffy for the first chunk of the season because he's not quite at the highest level yet. But giving him consistent first-team football, hopefully those stats will become good enough to be a full-time Premiership goalkeeper by the end of the season. That's my plan anyway. It's going to take him a bit of time to build himself up, but playing first team is definitely going to be beneficial for us. Right. There's a few new names on the transfer list. A few names on the substitute bench. The reason is because we always seem to coincide these games with reserve games. It's my own fault because I set up the under-23s to play on a Wednesday, and of course the Champions League plays on a Wednesday as well. I did that on purpose because it meant that the players will be fit for the weekend. However, it's not really worked out that way for us so far. So we actually haven't got a Champions League. We actually haven't got an under-23s game this week. Therefore, I've been able to actually utilise some of the better youngsters we don't often get a chance to look at. As Sochiaki, the Pole on his debut here. Oh, that was a big chance for him to show what he could do there, wasn't it? Big chance. Ball into the middle. Let's head into Darch again. Of course, he scored the header in the first game. It's 0-0 at half-time. Not happy with the performance. We want to go out there and win, don't we? Everyone's fired up. I mean, it's really harsh. I mean, we shouldn't be like this. I should be happy with it because we are drawing 0-0 and we've obviously got a weaker team out at this point in time than what we normally would do. Michael. Good ball over the top. Looking to find Finer. Not lucky enough, though. Michael and Finer do seem to have a good link-up between the two, doesn't he? It's Daniel Artner again. Serves me right, that, doesn't it? Because we come up with a scouting report and I looked at him and said, well, he's not very good, is he? I'm not going to try and sign him. He's going to cost me a fortune. He's not very good at all. And then look at him scoring home and away against us here. It's a good ball, but it's a cracking ball by Cunha, isn't it? And Artner, with a perfect run, puts it into the corner of the net and we're losing 1-0. That's our away goal gone as well. So we have to score twice now if we want to win this game. So we're going to switch to positive. The players are quite motivated. We're going to shout and demand more. They're focused now. Is that going to give us anything? Not yet. We've got 20 minutes remaining, so we're going to have to make the changes then, aren't we? So, who's most likely to get us a goal? Well, Michael is knackered, so Michael's probably the one that's got to come off, isn't it? So, we'll switch Quelo there. We'll put you there. Sierra, can you play CDM? No, you can't. So you have to play in the middle. Michael, you're going to swap with Zwart. We're going to have two strikers on the pitch. We do also have Yuta Kobayashi as well, who is a young Japanese striker who's not far away from fighting for a first team spot, but he's not quite as good as the other two. Also got Ngeson on the bench as well. So a couple of strikers, but hopefully that'll change our luck a bit having those two on the pitch. Nothing has happened so far. I just have to go for a risk now. Then let's bring on Kobayashi. And then let's bring on the fresh legs of Ngeson. That's all we can really do, isn't it, really? Just bring on some fresh legs and just hope we can spark this into life. We need a goal to take it to extra time. Nothing's going to happen here, is it? Let's go very attacking. Let's demand more for the last few moments. There is a highlight here, but is it going to be them putting the nail in the coffin, or is it going to be a potential equaliser? It's a good save by Azeli. Is that going to be just a highlight, or are we going to get a counter-attack? It's a big kick by Azeli. Fine. No, it doesn't. And the counter-attack is on here for Benfica. The space has opened up because we're very attacking. And the João Cunha slams the ball into the back of the net to make it 2-0 on the night and 3-1 on aggregate to Benfica. Now, I did say I thought this was going to happen, didn't I? Yeah, I did say I thought this was going to happen. We had to play a very much weaker side because of me screwing up the registration. And yeah, it has been a problem, but hopefully when we qualify next year... Oh my god, they've scored again. Come on. Don't take the mickey. Let's just not be on very attacking anymore, because it's just... Well, that doesn't matter if I'm very attacking or not. That was just poor defending, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Lucif has had his worst game so far for us. Corner kick in the last few moments. And I think that's going to be a full-time whistle. There it is. So we're out of the Champions League. Yeah, I say it's my fault. I take full responsibility for it, to be honest. I just completely messed up the registration. But anyway, we've got a chance to get ourselves back in winning ways with a game against Southampton in a moment. And here we go, then we're finally bringing the big boys back. Well, not all of them, though. I've just clicked on my goalkeeper. Both Nemec, well, Corbett's rejected an offer from another club, but Nemec is on his way out in January. But when I come to pick my goalkeeper for this game, I went down to the third choice after Nemec and Corbett, and it came up, instead of Azeli, it came up with Stindl, who is a 16-year-old German keeper I brought from Kaiserslautern, who apparently is actually better than Azeli at this point in time. And if his stats can shoot up, I think this guy has got an absolutely massive potential by the looks of it. So if his stats can shoot up quickly, then we could have an all-star there that we can use for the next 10 years. Left back Antonio Luiz comes in, currently unhappy about the lack of football. That's not my fault. He wasn't able to play in the Champions League, and all the other cups were other weird ones he's not allowed to play in as well. Josh Cleverley at centre-back, alongside Marco Costa, who's not played in a few games as well. At right back, we have to play Magnus Helgeson, who, like I said, is torn now to Schalke in the summer. Not summer, January, sorry. Patrick van der Ven comes into central midfield. And he will play alongside João Ribeiro. And then the 3 attacking players are John Darch up the left. We have got Antonio Lazzarini through the centre. We have got, of course, Athami Garrido playing up the right. And then up front, it's Brian Santana's back. There we go. I've missed old Santana. Here we go. That was very quick. I clicked on his name. I do apologise if you were interested. But, right, we need to avenge what happened the last time we played Southampton. I can't remember what that was. Was that when we got knocked out of the British Cup? We've got Southampton a lot. We've had Southampton a lot, shall I say. So, yeah. I think we got him in the Premier Cup as well, I think. I don't know. Right, highlights. Ribeiro on the ball. Here's Costa. Nice pink ball going around. Van der Ven out wide to Antonio Luiz. Storming through, finding Garrido, who finds a combination of the post and the goalkeeper. We continue the pressure, though. It's Helgeson. It's a big ball in. It's headed towards goal. It's dribbled. No, he's offside. Okay. I was going to say it was dribbling towards the net, wasn't it? Definitely dribbling towards the net. So, we're doing okay at the moment. We're going to demand more. Just try and squeeze a goal. Antonio Luiz. There's Lazzarini. It's absolutely flattened from behind by Lopez, who is going to see a red card. He is going to see a red card. Wow. Okay, that's going to make our life easier now, playing against 10 men for the rest of this game. Remember, this is a league game we are playing in, so Premiership points are up for grabs. We probably can be a bit more aggressive now because of their sending off. Let's go attacking. Stindl, of course, making his debut in the league. And I think it's going to be the first of many games. I'm tempted because I don't think Nemec and Corbett are actually that good. So I'm tempted just to allow Stindl the chance to develop in the first team. And he's going to make mistakes. Of course he is. He's not 100% ready, but he's going to make mistakes. But we're going to throw him at the deep end. And hopefully he's going to become a much better player because of it. Let's say calmly that we are not happy with the performance, especially now they're on 10 men. And let's see how that works. Acosta. No, didn't do anything with it. Okay. So they're about to use 2 substitutes already over there. Lazzarini's corner. Marco Costa heads it into the back of the net. That's what we needed. Marco Costa heads that ball solidly into the back of the net, and we lead 1-0. Boom, Lazzarini's ball. Fantastic corner by him, and Marco Costa comes storming through the crowd for his second goal of the season. Right, that's what we needed. We can sort of drop that back now to a more positive game. We can also... We do want to bring some of these younger players on, and if we do, because all the younger players have been the ones playing all the games recently, it's the more experienced players who have not been playing very often. However, it probably is worth trying to improve the likes of Zwart and Feiner and players like that as well. I'm not too sure on Darch either, to be honest. Darch is 21 years old now, and he's going to get caught up pretty soon by some of the younger players. Santana's in. Can he make it 2? No, saved by Sergers. And Stindl would love a clean sheet on his debut here as well, wouldn't he? Lazzarini's ball in. Headed clear. Here's Garrido. No, maybe not. Frank Cleaver. What a name that is. Okay, Lazzarini's ball into the middle. Marco Costa once again headed over the top. Is that their 4th substitution? No, it's the 3rd. Okay. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? I feel like we might as well let Garrido play the rest of the game. So I'm not too sure on Darch. I'm going to bring on Williams in place of Darch. And I'm going to bring on... Zwart is our top goal scorer this season at the moment. Obviously, we played a lot more cup games than we have league games, which is why probably Santana is struggling. But Zwart's got 9 goals this season. It's the highest out of anyone in our squad. So it looks like Santana's got a bit of catching up to do. Costa. Is Ribeiro. Goes for a long one. Curved just over the top. It looks like we're doing okay now then. Just see this game out. It's not the best result. Only a 1-0 victory. But it'll do. I'll take it. Especially a Stindl clean sheet on his debut. Because I want to try and push Stindl as our number 1 choice. And probably Izelli as our number 2 choice at this rate then. Lazzarini. Here's Williams. Van der Ven. Ribeiro. Van der Ven. Lazzarini. Here's Williams again. Is Antonio Luiz. Lazzarini. I might try some other goalkeepers as we go along, but I think it's going to be Stindl and Izelli who do fight for that position to start things off with. Zwart's on the ball. Cuts it back to Antonio Luiz. Williams. There's a free kick, but is it also going to be the full-time whistle? It's very close. Only 20 seconds remaining. The goalkeeper has the ball in position. It's going to hit 93. It does, and the referee blows the whistle before the keeper gets a chance to kick the ball out. For me, it's a 1-0 win. But for me, against 10 men, we had 24 shots, 10 on target. A 1-0 win is not good enough in my opinion. But I'm not going to have a go at them. I'm just going to say calmly it's a good win just to keep everyone happy and keep their morale up. So there we go. A 1-0 win in the league keeps us in a good position. Let's have a look at the schedule now. What is actually going on here? Okay. Wow, January looks like hell, doesn't it? So I think what I'm probably going to do then is I'm probably going to play all these off camera and come back for the Southampton Premier Cup second leg. Technically second leg. Chelsea and Leeds in the league as well. So we'll come back there. And I hope to see you all next time. It'll be tomorrow, won't it? Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow once we've got a good few games under our belt and hopefully get some interesting stuff happening in January. Bye.